Hello and welcome to the NorseForce Raider SK Modified Tour, race number 7 here tonight from Lanier National Speedway. For 120 laps, this is the Lanier 120 presented by Blaze Pizza, ButtKicker, Next Level Racing, and Crockett Creek Beef Jerky. And of course, this is race number 7 on the season out of the 10 race series. So a lot on the line for drivers coming in here tonight. And we'll head to the racetrack now so you can see what's going on out here among the playoff or the championship contenders. Right now, your points leader, J.R. Shepard, currently showing second on the leaderboard here in the practice session, just 12 1/1000ths off the fast time by Richard Murray. We're going to go through our point standings here in race number 7, or entering race number 7. J.R. Shepard and Lucas Cram starting to run away with it. They are the only winners in this first 6 races this season. J.R. Shepard capturing the win once again last week. That was his 4th on the season. Lucas Cram won 2 weeks ago. So those two are running away with it. Lucas Cram maintaining shouting distance from J.R. Shepard, just 4 points behind coming into tonight's event. But you can see all the way down there, even into the 6th or 7th position, those guys starting to get out of reach here as this season is getting closer and closer to the end. But looking forward to a good race here tonight from Lanier, very short speedway. And these drivers are going to look to capture their first win, or in the case of J.R. Shepard and Lucas Cram, another one that could potentially put them up on the top of the leaderboard here. Lucas Cram currently 7th on the practice grid with just a few seconds remaining. He's going to pull it to a stop here and get prepared for his qualifying lap. But we will see if J.R. Shepard can get another pole here this season. And I just want to check on our statistics here entering tonight's race. Looks like J.R. Shepard coming into this event with 3 poles. He has not finished outside the top 10 on the season. And of course, the 4 victories out of the first 6 races. He is probably going to be considered the favorite each and every week till the end of the season, with these guys now entering qualifying. And we're waiting for the first takers to get on the racetrack. And looks like Garland Bennett going to be rolling off here, that number 30 machine. Looking for a nice solid lap here to get himself a good starting position. Brian Neff also on the track, but 77-degree air temp here tonight at Lanier, 80-degree track temp, so should be plenty of grip for these race cars. As Garland Bennett making his way around, put his first lap in. He'll jump to the top with the 12.824, very fast laps around here. Brian Neff now exiting turn number 4. He'll put down a 12.673, which will move him to the top. Lucas Cram out here. Looks like he is either winding up for his first lap or completing his first lap. Now this is his first lap, so we'll see where he puts the 044 machine. Little wiggle there out of turn 4, really pushing that car hard, and he will go to 3rd out of the 4 that have taken times. Dave Fuge with a 12.742 will go to 2nd. Zach Burek out on the racetrack, putting in his first lap here, a number 81 car. And Christopher Hyatt will jump to the top now. Burek goes to 3rd. J.R. Shepard sitting here on the end of pit lane, waiting to roll off as he now gets that car rolling. Cuts through the exit in the pit wall there. And will go out for his warm-up lap. Get that car up to speed. Get some heat in the tires. And across the start-finish line there now. Down through turns 1 and 2. into 3 and 4. And across the start-finish line, so smooth. He runs a 12.641, not good enough for the pole. Currently second behind Richard Murray. About where they left off in practice. We'll see if he can improve here and capture that top spot. And he will not improve, so J.R. Shepard will not capture the pole here tonight. As he takes it now off the racetrack. Joseph Sizek going to be coming out of turn 4 to start his hot lap here. That number 53 Red Bull machine as he tags the wall and will most likely reset to get another shot at it. A few drivers not taking times yet are Andrew Olson, Dylan Bates, and Chris Fritz. The 91 Dylan Bates not showing up on our timing and scoring there, but we'll see where he ends up. And we want to thank you for tuning in to V-Speed here tonight for race number 7 of this Raider SK Modified Series. And we're just trying to repair our ticker at the moment so you can see every driver up there. As it looks like we've got drivers coming to a close here. I think qualifying just 1 minute left in the session. And you can check us out here on Twitter or on Twitch. Each and every week we bring you races multiple times throughout the week here from NorseForce as well as other leagues across iRacing. Some great action on screen around here, and we appreciate you tuning in tonight for race number 7 of this series. You can also find us on YouTube where we post race replays, so you can check out last week's event at Stafford Speedway. Up there, we just uploaded that today. You can also check out the Valhalla Cup Series race at Daytona from last week, an incredible finish. You can also find us on Facebook where we post announcements for each and every broadcast ahead of time, and that's how you can stay up to date with what we're doing. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter as well, so some great places to keep up with what we're doing. As we head back to the racetrack now, going to go through our starting grid. The field has completed their qualifying session, so let's take a look at where your favorite drivers are starting here tonight, and shout out your favorite driver in chat. Let them know you're here, and let them know you are rooting for them. Also, see if you can predict who's going to win tonight's event. As we go to the starting grid now, Richard Murray capturing the pole here tonight in the Raider SK Modified Series race at Lanier, race number 7. Richard Murray rolling off from that front spot. J.R. Shepard going to be rolling off from second here. So going to be a great starting position for the pole sitter here tonight, or the points leader here tonight, rather. Starting in row number 2, Christopher Hyatt, Brian Neff, the 2 machine, and the 60 rolling off 3rd and 4th respectively. In 5th and 6th, we've got Zach Burek and Dave Fuge bringing up row number 3. Rich Blake and Lucas Cram going to be rolling off in row number 4 here tonight. Garland Bennett in 9th, going to be rolling off in that 9th spot. And Ryan Libby should be showing in the 10th position. It's a little bit mixed up here in our timing and scoring. 13th, Joseph Sizek. Chris Fritz going to be rolling off in the 14th position. And that's going to do it for the field here tonight. A little mix-up in the scoring after the qualifying session, so we'll have to see exactly where it shows everyone starting once we get going here. But pace car bringing the field around the racetrack, and they'll probably go another lap here before we get going. But we want to welcome you to the event tonight, sponsored by Blaze Pizza, Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, Next Level Racing, as well as the ButtKicker. Consistent sponsors here for the NorseForce Racing League, and Glad to have them all on board as green flag gonna wave, and at the front, Richard Murray down low alongside J.R. Shepard. Gonna try and lead this field around. The 08 hanging on down low, but the 98 hanging tough up high, and I think ultimately that low line will prevail as now Murray goes to the lead, but here goes the 98 with a peak to the low line. So we bring up our ticker here so you can follow along with your favorite drivers. The 08 of Richard Murray leading the field. And right behind him, your points leader, J.R. Shepard. Christopher Hyatt in the third spot, out in front of Zach Burek, as well as Brian Neff, who drops to the 5th position. Dave Fuse right behind him. Lucas Cram, your second in points, coming in just 4 off of J.R. Shepard, right now in the 8th spot. As the field lines up single file, the 42 of Andrew Olson looked to the inside. Unable to make that move happen as we've got a car slowing on the apron here, the 30 of Garland Bennett. I believe he got a little too much of the apron. The back end kicks out, and he was able to lock it up and keep that thing off the inside wall. So good save for Garland Bennett, who now finds himself in the 12th position. And while at the front, Richard Murray leading the way. He's led every lap. Out in front of J.R. Shepard. Shepard looking for win number 5 in just race 7 here, so absolutely dominant in the first 2/3 of the season, and looking to just continue that on to close out and win a championship, as now Lucas Cram looks to the inside of Dave Fuse. Cram moving to the 6th position. Right behind him, Andrew Olson, unable to take advantage of that opening. And Olson will stay in the 8th spot. Now looks to the inside of Dave Fuse, swings it way down onto that apron like we saw Garland Bennett do. And the 4 has to back out of it, drifts up almost into the wall. But able to carry onwards. As Richard Murray leading laps here. And the top 3 have broken away from Brian Neff, who rides in that 4th spot. He leads the second half of this field. Basically 4th through 11th, all in this grouping. Now we've got a little bit of a breakaway in front of Joseph Sizek, who will try to reel those guys in, but at the front, J.R. Shepard continues to put the pressure on, now cutting low out of turn 4. Across that start-finish line, the gap just 0.16 seconds. And he has a pretty good handle on it. Let's go to the nose cam. J.R. Shepard is looking to try and take away the lead here in the early going. You see the 08 much higher on exit. J.R. cutting it down about a half lane lower. Sounds like that back end starting to lose a little bit of grip. He's sliding a little bit on the exit of the turn, and that could be dangerous in terms of tire wear. The 08 coming very close, dangerously close to the outside wall. And he could be cooking up the right front, whereas the 98 cooking up the right rear. They're both right up next to the outside barrier. And Lucas Cram now moving to the 5th position. He's going to try and chase down Brian Neff, who gets very loose out of turn 2. But Neff hanging on to this 4th spot has not had the season that he would have hoped for. He's had some solid runs and led a few laps here, but has not been able to finish these things out with much more than just top 10s, really. As he is definitely losing grip in the back end of that race car. Maybe pushing a little too hard here in this first stint of the run. Andrew Olson has caught back up to the back bumper of Lucas Cram, and Andrew has been one of those consistent contenders each and every race, so looking to have another good run here, almost up inside the top 5 after starting in the 8th spot. See where Andrew will end up here, just 23 laps into this. J.R. Shepard still hanging tough with Richard Murray. And we can't forget that J.R. Shepherd had 3 straight races, 3 victories in a row, and he led every lap in those races. And last week was a very different story, where he took the victory in the closing laps, battling it out at the front of the field. And unfortunately, who he was racing with made a mistake. Shepherd was able to get past, and then able to run away with that race at that point. As caution is out on the speedway, and it looks like the 4 machine of Dave Fuge caught up in this. Hello, the Week. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go take a look at what brought out his caution. Looking on with Dave Fuge here, who's racing up behind the 99 of Chris Fritz. And they go down into turn number 3 here. The 4 peeks the nose in. He gets a little tap on the side of the 99. Also the 30 of Garland Bennett making a bit of contact here. Let's go inside with Garland. That was more than a little contact, really. As the 4 will look down in there, the door was open, the 99 closed it, and Garland really nowhere he could go. But Dave Fuge, Chris Fritz, your big losers on this one. Everybody else able to avoid it other than Garland Bennett. And those 2 gonna go a lap down now in 12th and 13th positions. At the front, Richard Murray continues to lead. He has led every lap so far. And he's looking for his first victory of the season coming into the race here. Way down 16th in points. This is only his 3rd start of the season, but looking to make an impression here. You know, showing that he may not be running full time, but he's got the speed of those guys that do. As pace car lights are off, we're going to be going green already. Nice short caution with nobody bringing it down the pit lane. And these guys cannot take tires in this series. They have to run the whole race on the same set of tires. Hello, Blazer Pete. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, Dunkin' Donuts Addict. Hope you guys enjoying the broadcast on the front row. Richard Murray gets him going. J.R. Shepherd trying to drop down in line. He will be able to, and we'll see if a heat cycle on the tires helps him out at all. As he swings it way wide there into turn 3, trying to get the run out of the corner. The 08 brushes the wall. Brian Neff racing it out side by side with Christopher Hyatt for 3rd and 4th. Very close racing. And this could go wrong in a moment if one of these guys is not careful. The 2 down low, really charging the entry. The 60 up high, really working that lane. He's going to be able to clear Hyatt. And he will take the 3rd position away. So Brian Neff moving forward. Here goes Lucas Cram with the crossover. He goes to the inside of Hyatt now, going to take that position away. Hyatt going to try and pull the move on him. And almost a tap to the bumper there, as he was trying to stay off the nose of Andrew Olson, who's in the 6th position. The top 2 have broken away now. About 3/4 of a second out in front of Brian Neff. Over a quarter of the way through this thing, just flying through the laps at about 12.9 seconds apiece. Nearly 5 laps a minute, just absolute rapid pace around this short little racetrack. As Christopher Hyatt looks to the inside of Lucas Cram. He is there now. Lucas trying to pinch him down as they go side by side. Lucas swings it way wide, trying to get that run, trying to pull a crossover like he did before, but it looks like Hyatt with the advantage. Now Andrew Olson dives it in there, contact. Lucas Cram able to hang on to it. What a save. Let's go back and see that. 42 of Olson drifting up the track. Wow, what a save. You can see him working the wheel. Cram going to drop all the way back to 8th position here in front of Garland Bennett. able to race it on, and he was making great progress, still up from where he started here, but has lost quite a bit of track position now as at the front Richard Murray continues to lead. These top two have now separated themselves by over 1.2 seconds on Brian Neff. A caution back out on the speedway. Looks like Lucas Cram caught up in this one as he tries to get that car righted the correct way. And I think he will stay on the lead lap, but not sure what happened with Lucas. Let's go take a look. So the 044 here in front of Garland Bennett, as well as the 81 of Zach Burek. Garland dives it in there, just takes out Lucas. The 4 of Dave Fuge, a massive hit there. His engine goes up in smoke. Let's see if we get another view of what happened here. Garland Bennett taking a big hit to the back bumper. Surely going to affect the alignment of that race car. As he had to come to a stop, and Dave Fuge unable to slow that car down. Dave Fuge taking it to the pit lane. His race will be over. As we are working under caution number 2, no lead changes as Richard Murray has led the whole way. We're going to hear a quick word from one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the green flag.
At Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, we don't have fancy Madison Avenue advertising. We don't have famous Hollywood endorsements. We don't have mythical creatures as mascots. See, here at Crockett Creek, we're proud of what we don't have. No artificial preservatives or chemicals, gluten-free, and no added MSG. Just all natural, small batch protein made in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Enjoy Crockett Creek Jerky, from our backyard to yours.
And a little bit smoky at the racetrack here as we return and await the green flag once again. The engine smoking on Dave Fuge's machine. That smoke pouring onto the speedway, but they're going to take the green flag. Richard Murray out in front. Here goes Brian Neff to the inside of J.R. Shepard, unable to make the move. Andrew Olson now diving to the inside. We've got spinners. Christopher Hyatt goes around. And the 81 of Zach Burek with a handful of others. Cautions, breeding cautions. Let's take a look at what happened. I saw Hyatt spinning straight up across the field as he hit the back bumper of J.R. Shepard on the restart and really stacked things up. And then coming out of turn number 2, at 43 down low, gets a bit loose. He washes up into Hyatt, who spins up into Sizak, as well as the 81. Let's see if the 43 was able to make it through here. I'm not sure what car that is. Oh, that is actually Ryan Libby. For some reason showing as the 43 as he gets spun around up there. Couldn't hang on to the race car. The 8 machine of Rich Blake catching some damage there. Joseph Sizek, of course, looping it around. So he was unable to avoid it, just gets clipped. The 81 of Zach Burek, just nowhere to go. If we go onto the in-car camera. Disappointing result there as he goes now a lap down along with Christopher Hyatt. And Hyatt going to have some serious damage. Dave Fuge still sitting on pit lane. Ryan Libby also on pit lane now for over 2 laps. So quite a few drivers going to be out of contention here as we are approaching the halfway point. And Richard Murray continues to lead here. He has not surrendered that lead at any point yet as the field works behind the pace car once again. And the caution lights are off. We're going to be taking the green flag in just a moment here. So that pace car brings it down through the gap in the pit wall. And J.R. Shepard with a good jump. Or, I'm sorry, Richard Murray with a good jump, as now Brian Neff down low on Shepard. He gets loose. Here comes Andrew Olson making a 3-wide move. He'll go down on the apron. J.R. Shepard goes around. Brian Neff stacked up there. Shepard facing the wrong way. No caution. As your points leader now goes back to the 9th position. Last car on the lead lap with no caution thrown. Neff just making a little bit of contact there. He was trying to avoid the 42, and they just barely touched. And then Garland Bennett, once again, nowhere to go. That'll give some breathing room to Richard Murray, though not too much. As Andrew Olson right there behind him. The gap just 0.3 of a second. Andrew trying to close in here after being gifted that second spot. And he is all the way up from 8th position. Lucas Cram now back to 3rd. And that car with some damage. We'll have to see if he's still got speed in it. Joseph Sizak in 4th. Garland Bennett now in the 5th spot. Chris Fritz here in 6th. Brian Neff goes all the way back to 7th after battling for that runner-up position. Rich Blake in 8th. J.R. Shepard 9th. And those are all the drivers on the racetrack. Everybody else sitting on pit lane. Multiple laps down, so. They continue to work around here. Richard Murray, I'm sure thankful, the 4-time winner, not looking in his mirror, and the top 2 have not won a race, but currently leading the way by over 1.2 seconds on Lucas Cram. We'll see if Cram has anything to get up there. Right now, he is not keeping pace with those 2 as the 08 brushes the wall that time by, though. Are they pushing too hard? Joseph Sizak, the fastest car on the racetrack. J.R. Shepard also fast. He is closing, but 7.3 seconds back. Going to be a long ways to go. We'll see if he has enough. Especially with damage and hot tires. It's the back end. You see it slipping out from underneath, able to hang on to it. Is J.R. Shepard obviously going to be frustrated with that, as he was in position to have a shot to win this thing. And Richard Murray leading the way. Let's see how many laps he has led. 66 now, 67. He's led the entire race. No lead changes to this point. Andrew Olson is closest. Garland Bennett with an issue, and caution gonna fly as he's still trying to gather that car back up. Let's take a look at what happened here. This is a huge break. J.R. Shepard. As the 30 gets pushed into the wall, Brian Neff nowhere to go. And the 30 gets looped around. And he will remain on the lead lap, but all the way back in the 9th position as Brian Neff brings it down the pit lane. Not sure if he's getting some more fuel. They can't take tires, so he will bring it around here, in danger of going a lap down by doing so. But he will bring it to the attention of his pit crew. Right there, the Winn-Dixie crew gonna do service on the 60 car. He just tops off with fuel, maybe gets a touch of damage repaired, and such an interesting pit lane here. I'm not even sure exactly where the entrance and the exit are. That is obviously the exit right there, the green cone signifying that, but very easy to get confused as to which end is which. And you can very easily get a black flag for entering the wrong side of it. As Richard Murray continuing to lead here, 71 laps, with his name at the top of the board. And the field working under lap 72 now. Pace car leading them around. I think we'll get the green flag next time by. And very fast cautions here, as we are past halfway. So throw your vote in the chat. Who's going to win tonight's race? Who's going to be your favorite driver? Who are you following here tonight? The 08 Richard Murray has dominated to this point, but Andrew Olson right here going to try and keep him in his sights. Olson up high, able to hang on to second. Lucas Cram will hold on to third, and they will break out in front of Joseph Sizek, who was very fast as that run was progressing. So keep an eye on that 53 car. He might have a shot at this. Can't count out J.R. Shepard, who now finds himself back up in 6th. And he needs to run solidly here. His championship contender, Lucas Cram, just a couple spots in front of him. As Shepard down to the inside, he will work over the 99 of Chris Fritz. The 98, 99 side by side. Now Shepard able to complete that pass down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He will move up to the top 5 once again with Richard Murray out in front. That Logitech 08 race car, very, very quick here tonight. He has led the way in practice and qualifying, and on his way to leading now 2/3 of this race. Andrew Olson in that second spot, holding it down in front of Lucas Cram. J.R. Shepard putting pressure all over that 53 Red Bull modified. Joseph Sizek, the 4th place driver. And you see JR just so fast on turn exit. He goes to the inside now, looking to take 4th away, and caution back on the speedway. Brian Neff looks to be involved in this, as well as Rich Blake. Chris Fritz, actually Fritz potentially not involved. Let's go take a look. Chris Fritz was involved. He gets a tap on the back bumper here from Brian Neff. The 60 sends him around on the front straightaway, and then Neff up across the nose of Rich Blake. You can see him get sent around the 8 car, and then Brian gets popped up off the ground there. The car, I believe, still drivable, but he's going to have some issues with the suspension. He has now brought it onto the pit lane. We'll see if he takes it behind the wall. The 8 of Rich Blake also entering the pit lane here. And I believe they will both go a lap down, leaving 7 drivers on the lead lap. Richard Murray the first, and Chris Fritz the last of them, as he now comes to pit lane. And that was caution number 5. We still haven't had a lead change, as Richard Murray continues to show the way. And we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors once again, and let's hear a word from one of them very quickly, and we'll be back with the green flag.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Fresh dough made from scratch daily.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
It's all one price.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven
For fast bar perfection.
That's Blaze Pizza. Sound good?
Then come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
Pace car takes down pit lane. We're back going again. Under 40 laps to go. Approaching that last quarter of the race. J.R. Shepard has rebounded now to the 4th spot. He completes the pass on Joseph Sizek, who looks to maybe try and pull a crossover. No, he will not. So now up in contention once again. Andrew Olson trying to find some way to keep up with with Richard Murray, who has just been the class of the race. All race long, he's been out front. Lucas Cram now with a good run. He's going to go to the inside of Andrew Olson, who doesn't shut the door. And that will leave the door wide open for J.R. Shepard. We'll see if he can find his way through. Olson losing ground. He will drop back. Here comes J.R. Shepard now to the inside of Lucas Cram. And Lucas going to try and fight him off. This is his only shot to gain points, as if he can finish in front of J.R. He gets a good run. J.R. Shepard very loose on the bottom of the turn there, and Lucas going to be able to seal off that bottom lane and hold on to second position. Good racing amongst those two. J.R. Shepard going to try and mount another charge here. He goes way low in the corner, trying to gain all that time on entry and put pressure on Lucas Cram to make a mistake. See him trying to pull that crossover. Now goes to the inside of Lucas Cram. Unable to make it work for the moment. Cram really working that high line. But he brushes the wall there. That's going to slow him up, maybe affect the steering as well. And they continue to race it out side by side for second position. No advantage at the moment. But one misstep by one of these two drivers could end in disaster and could really tighten up the championship battle among other drivers. And Richard Murray out to a 1.7 second gap as these two continue to lose about a tenth or two per lap. Well, they're racing it out like this. And Andrew Olson going side by side with the 53 car. Now J.R. Shepard looked like he had the pass completed. Lucas Cram still there. He'll go to the inside, very sideways. Andrew Olson with an issue. Caution going to fly on the speedway once again. Oh, and he gets slammed into by Dave Fuge, who's 18 laps down. Andrew Olson in trouble here. He goes to 7th. Let's take a look. He was racing out with 53, and it looks like the 99 gets in a little too hot. Chris Fritz sending Andrew around. He parks it up next to the inside wall. And then Dave Fuge coming out of the corner, didn't realize that the 42 was there. And Andrew had started backing out. He gets slammed into. So heavy damage now probably for the 4 car and the 42. Thank you for those bits, Dunkin' Donuts Addict. Thanks for supporting the stream. Hope you are enjoying the broadcast. Out front right now, it's Richard Murray. He's enjoying the race. And he has shown the way the entire time here at Lanier, race number 7 of the NorseForce Raider SK Modified Series. As pace car lights are off, let's hear another. Actually, we're not going to even have time. These pace laps so short, 27-second laps. We're not going to be able to get to a commercial before they would take the green flag. So we'll give you the running order of the drivers on the lead lap. Richard Murray in first. J.R. Shepard back up into the second position. He has rebounded fully now. Lucas Cram in third. Joseph Sizek in fourth. Chris Fritz in that 5th position. Garland Bennett out there in the 6th position. Last on the lead lap is Andrew Olson. Everybody else at least 18 laps down and not in contention to win this, as we've got less than 18 to go. So Richard Murray leading the way. Garland Bennett does not get going. J.R. Shepard going to have a challenge from Lucas Cram, and they are back to fighting it out once again for this 2nd spot. Cram really bombs it down in the corner there. The 98 with the run on the high side. He's going to hang on to the spot. But Lucas not giving up. They continue to race it out. Big wiggle there. And the longer they go side by side, the farther Richard Murray pulls away. now they have settled it out for the second position. Just 15 to go, coming to 14 this time by. And Richard Murray continuing to lead. He's looking to pull a J.R. Shepard and lead from start to finish. Chris Fritz here in that 5th spot. He is running a pretty solid race all the way from shotgun, as looked like somebody blew an engine. I think that was Dave Fuge blowing an engine, as he is taking it back to the pit lane. But Richard Murray out in front of the gap, just 0.4 of a second. It'll be 10 to go the next time by, so he wants this thing to go green. He's got a decent gap. J.R. Shepard has been pretty decent on the long run, but 0.4 is quite a margin to make up in such a short racetrack. But he is closing just a little bit. We'll see what the lap times are this time by. 10 to go. Now 9 to go. And Murray, the fastest on the racetrack by about 0.02 of a second. And he is maintaining that lead. Lucas Cram trying to hold off the 53 and the 99. And get another podium finish here. This would be his 3rd straight. And still going to lose some points, though. J.R. Shepard, the points leader, he's up there in 2nd place. It's only a 1-point difference between the two, but seems like every point is going to matter here with these two just fighting it out for every spot. And Richard Murray hanging on to it here, just 5 to go. It'll just be about a minute before this thing's over, which is crazy. Just 12.9-second laps around here, and they are catching lap traffic. That's Garland Bennett, the 30 car, well off the pace. And we'll see what he does here with the leaders coming up behind him. He goes way high. That'll allow the 08 to go low, as well as the 98. And Richard Murray looking for his first victory of the season. Now 2 to go. And it will be the white flag last lap next time by. The gap just 0.5 of a second to J.R. Shepard, who has not been able to close. Lucas Cram now separating himself from the 53 and the 99. White flag on the speedway, and coming out of turns 3 and 4, Richard Murray, comfortable gap. He is going to win at Lanier. Race number 7 of the Raider SK Modified Series. The Lanier 120 going to Richard Murray. Gonna be very excited driver. He led start to finish, and was fastest in practice as he starts his burnout here. A real tight racetrack, gonna be tough to do so. But looks like he's got it pretty well dialed in. The 08, Richard Murray, your winner here tonight. And let's go see if we can get him up in the booth here instantly and start our post-race interviews. Richard Murray, this is Adam, the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, Richard, you kind of pulled a J.R. Shepard here. You're leading start to finish. Obviously, the car was very good for you out here. Was there anything you were fighting on your way to victory lane tonight?
Yeah, you're usually used to seeing a white and orange car up there, not a black and orange car, aren't you? Yeah, it was. This car was. The setup was really good, and honestly, I think it's more. The track I race in real life, Seekonk, is like very, very similar to this track, so it gave me. It felt like a bit of a home track advantage, a bit. So it was just like going racing on a Saturday night.
Well, there you go. Real world experience paying off, and as it should, you would hope at least. So your third start here, and now your first victory, and you are the first, the new winner on the season other than J.R. Shepard and Lucas Cram. So how does that feel to get one over those two?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was a bit nervous, honestly, when I saw J.R. Shepard in my mirror the entire time. I got a bit of a breathing room in the middle there, and then right at the end, both of them were in my rearview mirror. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go, 15 laps to go. I better have the restart of my life. It was a good race. It was fun racing them guys.
Yeah, and you were consistently the fastest guy on the racetrack. Nobody really able to touch you, and it looked like you were running very smooth and clean laps out there on your way to victory lane tonight. We go to Richmond next week, so what are your thoughts on going out there?
It'll be different. Definitely a bigger track. I haven't had too much success in Richmond in official races, so we'll see how I can do.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the largest speedway we go to, so probably going to almost feel like a super speedway in these SKs. So
Yeah.
we'll see if you can go back to back. Probably going to be a matter of track position at that one, but you had that tonight, so no reason you couldn't do it next week.
Yeah, that's you think, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But you come home the winner tonight, leading flag to flag, 120 laps. Anybody you want to give a shout out to that made it possible?
NorseForce Racing for putting these races on. This is really fun, especially when I looked at practice when the top 10 cars were all within a tenth of each other. This is some really close racing and really fun to watch and really fun to race in. So thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations on the victory once again. We'll let you go celebrate, and we'll see you next week at Richmond, I guess. Well, actually, maybe that's in 2 weeks. We got Thanksgiving next week, so have a great Thanksgiving.
All right, you too.
All right, that was your winner here tonight, Richard Murray. His first victory of the season. Getting one over on J.R. Shepard, who comes home in the second position. We'll see if we can get a word in with Mr. J.R. Shepard. J.R., this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I got you, Adam.
Well, J.R., you come up one position short, but you made a heck of a recovery there after getting collected just past the halfway point. Do you think you were going to be able to fight your way up through the crowd?
Honestly, no. Yeah, when I got back in the pack there, it's around 8th or 9th, somewhere around there. I thought a top 5 was probably the best it was going to go, but caught some lucky breaks on the cautions there and got to start on the inside. And the inside was really the preferred groove for a few laps if you didn't overdrive the corner, and it helped me get back to the front.
Yeah, we saw you had a great battle with Lucas there for quite a few laps, and he was up high, you were down low, and then we kind of saw the reverse of that on the next restart. What was it like racing out there? Trying to fight him off on that high line.
Yeah, it's not easy. The high line definitely, the car will push if you overdrive it just a little bit, and then the low line, your car will get loose and then push on the exit. So it's tough running side by side for sure, but it's nice to do it with somebody like Lucas who really races you hard but clean. And I know after that spin, my tires were gone. The car did not handle the same after that, and I know Lucas had some trouble early on, so I'm sure both of our cars were not handling very good at all. But yeah, we made it work.
Yeah, I saw your car pull a nice slide. I think you were kind of running by yourself after the spin, and you had a nice drift out of one of the corners there, and obviously you had superheated the tires from that. But able to drive it up through the pack like we kind of expected you would be able to, and you did, coming home with a second place run. You come in as the points leader, and you're going to continue to extend the gap because Lucas finished behind you. What does that mean as we start to close out the regular season here and head to Richmond in a couple weeks?
Yeah, it's nice to have, but there's still 3 races left, so one thing I can tell you is that anything can happen in these races, and you see there's guys that are extremely fast and guys that can qualify up front on any week. So if they get that pole, it's really hard to get around them. So the next few weeks are going to be tough, and Richmond in these cars is a little tricky. It's like another super speedway for these cars, so we'll have to see how it goes. Hopefully it turns out okay, and we'll have a good run there and can cap the season off with some good finishes.
Yeah, and you continue to have incredible runs here each and every week. You didn't lead any laps tonight, which is I think a first in quite a while, but either way, you were right there knocking on the door when it mattered, and you come home second here. Anybody want to give a shout out to that made tonight's finish possible?
Yeah, give a shout out to the NorseForce Racing League for allowing us to do this each week, and give a big shout out to Richard Murray there. He put down a heck of a qualifying lap, and then he ran a great race. He was not making very many mistakes, and he was definitely the car to beat tonight. So it was good to see him pull that win off.
Yeah, and you guys put on a great show, especially yourself and Lucas in that battle, and good to see you come out of here with the second place run. But start second, finish second, and definitely not an easy one, but you do it nonetheless. So go celebrate, and have a great Thanksgiving next week, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep, thanks, Adam. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
Awesome. That was J.R. Shepard, second place finisher. We're going to go to our third place runner here tonight, Lucas Cram, that 044 machine. See if we can bring him up here. Lucas Cram, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Lucas, you didn't have it all your way here tonight. We saw you get involved in something early on, and I think you got a little tap later on too, but you started ninth and you come home with the podium finish. Can you give us a rundown of your race and how you felt the car handled for you here tonight?
Yeah, I came out of the race actually with quite a bit of confidence. I was able to turn some more practice laps this time, being home, and before earlier today I did like about 10 laps of testing and it felt pretty fast, and I kind of had confidence coming in, and then as per usual I got slow, and I didn't really know what exactly I was missing, and I was just really trying to watch Murray because he was really fast there, and Richard was just flying and tried this line in practice, and I was able to throw in a decently fast lap and felt like I could get a solid finish and a solid qualifying effort. Then I messed up the qualifying, and then at that point it was kind of just start ninth, crawl through the field one by one, 120 lap race, pretty long race, so just kind of pick them off one by one, which I did, and then I don't really know. Things got kind of wild there. I think I got pushed on the outside at one point, and early in the race, the outside wasn't possible to do anything with. Later on in the race, obviously, but once it got rubbered in, you could kind of hang in the guy on the inside. But at the start of the race, if you're on the outside, you just got your doors blown off. So I was just trying to pinch, and I pinched a little bit more than I should have. But I think Andrew just drove in the corner a little bit harder by accident, and just barely made contact with me, and it just sent me straight to the racetrack. And I was able to hang on to it then. No harm, no foul. And then I don't really know what the 30 was doing there. I kind of accidentally went too wide, and there's a little bit of net go too, so I can't put a blame on him. But I drove it in, and I just got turned around. And after that, I didn't feel like I had quite the same speed in the car. I don't know. I tried pitting there to see if I had any damage to repair, and it was nothing. I'm not sure if that's just because of the modified on iRacing, or I didn't have any damage at all, but it felt a little bit different. I'm not sure if it's just in my brain or what, but then after that, on that restart, JR got turned around, and I was kind of silently cheering, obviously, because trying to battle for the championship, and it looked like he was going to finish ninth there or something if I'd stayed green, and unfortunately the caution came out. But obviously, good run by him. Come all the way back up to second. It's pretty impressive. I'll take a podium finish, and congrats to Richard on the win.
Yeah, podium finish, another one for you. I think that is your third straight. So you're definitely, showing up each and every week. You've got, it looks like 6 out of the 7 races you've got podium finishes. So the only other one being 5 Flags, where I think you got caught up a little early and weren't able to get the finish you would have hoped for. But you are definitely staying within arm's length of JR here going into Richmond in a couple weeks. So, are you confident going out there and, hoping you can close that gap back up?
Yeah, I mean, of the tracks I've raced in the modified, Richmond's one of the ones I did, and I did a lot of practice for in the Ignite series. So I feel like I can put up a solid fight there. Not entirely sure, obviously we'll have to see how it comes, and the Tour modified the SK is a lot different from the Tour. So we'll see how it goes. I do like Richmond decently in these cars, so I think I can hopefully try to put a good fight there. But after that, I'm not I'm not really sure. I think there's a Bull Ring. There's something else in there too, Myrtle Beach. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna obviously try my best and put up as good as a fight I can and go down and fighting if that's the way it goes. But yeah, JR is really fast, so obviously he deserves a championship. But anything happens to him, like what happened or could have happened, I guess, at the end of it tonight, you know, I'm gonna be right there to try to pounce. So we'll have to see. Hopefully it's entertaining and is and fun. And yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, you two continue to remain the class of the field, and you have 6 of the 7 races, you know, victories in your possession. So definitely contenders each and every week, and I think it's going to be a bitter fight to the end between you two. But it's been a great show nonetheless, these first 7 races. So, you know, just thanks for putting on a great show each and every week. But you come home another podium finish here tonight. Anybody you want to thank for that run?
Yeah, absolutely. First, again, congrats to Richard on the win. Nice to have a new winner, a new name on top of the leaderboard. But yeah, congrats to him on the win. Obviously, huge shout out to you for doing the broadcast, and Matthew. I know he wasn't at the race tonight, but always does a great job and always does the point so fast. I really appreciate that. But yeah, huge shout out to my buddy Steve and Gail who came in and spotted me towards the end there tonight. It was pretty helpful to have. Obviously, the love is building the cars, and yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome, Lucas. Well, another podium finish here, and we hope to see if you can continue that at Richmond in a couple weeks. But have a great Thanksgiving next week, and we will catch you then.
You as well.
All right, thank you. That was third place finisher Lucas Cram, but once again, your winner here tonight, Richard Murray, that 08 car. As we get a picture of him burning it down here on that front straightaway, he takes the victory, leading flag to flag. No lead changes in this race. He held off a hard-charging J.R. Shepard there in the last 15 laps, and he comes out on top. So let's go through our results here tonight and kind of give you a look at what's going to be going on in the points in a couple weeks. So 6 cautions here. We had a few of them kind of grouped up together in the middle of the race, and then a couple incidents that weren't cautions that definitely could have been. But Richard Murray comes out on top, leading flag to flag, and nobody was able to take that spot away at any point. J.R. Shepard comes home in the 2nd position. Lucas Cram finishing in 3rd. They continue to take positions off of each other here week to week. So only 5 points going to be separating them going into the next race at the top of the standings, and it's going to be a good fight for the championship. Joseph Sizek in that 4th position. Great run for him. Chris Fritz comes home with the top 5. Andrew Olson able to hang on the 6th here. Last car on the lead lap. Garland Bennett comes home 1 lap down in the 7th position. And then the rest of the drivers were out of the race. Christopher Hyatt finishing in 8th. Rich Blake coming home in 9th. Zach Burek finishing in 10th. Dave Fuge coming home in 11th. Brian Neff finishing in the 12th position. And Ryan Libby, the last driver to take the field here tonight, he comes home in 13th position. So that is going to do it for tonight's race. The Lanier 120 presented by Blaze Pizza, ButtKicker, Next Level Racing, and Crockett Creek Beef Jerky. Want to give a big shout out to each of those guys. And we're going to put the links in the chat for you guys to check out both ButtKicker and Next Level Racing, because we didn't get to show any of their commercials here tonight. But you can save 20% on a purchase of any ButtKicker product using the code NORSE20 at thebuttkicker.com. And you can feel what you've been missing, those immersion adding products that bolt up to your seat and send vibrations and sensation through the seat to fully immerse you in whatever game you're playing. Awesome products. So check those guys out. Also, Next Level Racing. You can check out their cockpits or any other products at nextlevelracing.com, and appreciate them sponsoring this league. Of course, this was V-Speed. Bringing you tonight's event here, the NorseForce Raider SK Modified Series. And we were live on Twitch tonight. If you enjoyed the broadcast, please consider following or subscribing if you haven't yet. We would really appreciate that. You can also check us out on YouTube, where we post race replays, so you can check out last week's race from Stafford over there on V-Speed Media. You can also find us on Facebook, where we post race announcements before each and every broadcast. And you can also find us on Instagram and Twitter, where you can find those same announcements as well as other special events, new merchandise, and on-site reporting. So thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. And we are actually going to let a commercial run here for the end of the stream, and then we're going to raid some of our favorite drivers or some of our favorite streamers here. Let's see who is up. Looks like Briar LaPrade streaming here, so we're going to jump in with him in his stream and enjoy some of what he's got, his racing action on screen. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back here next week with the Valhalla Cup Series on Wednesday. But until then, have a great night and have a great weekend.